Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 300th episode.
100 toes man!
I will not yield. Never.
HNNGGH. I will show them. This golden eye. I will raise it.
Behold the power. Mine. Our champion. Hail. I will take back what is mine. I have the power of the gods in these sneakers.
Real Business Roundtable. Today is a celebratory episode. What does that mean, celebratory? We're going to do a speed run on as many episodes that we have done from episode 1 to episode 300. Obviously, I can't do all of them. There's no way I could do all of them, but I'm going to do a speed run where I'm going to summarize. So this is almost kind of like a masterclass, but we have to give our shout outs. Shout out to Janet Tizu. Shout out to my lovely mom, my mummy. Shout out to my sister. And shout out to the man himself, Jocko Willink, for providing us energy and nourishment in the morning. Today we have the Nitro Pop flavor. Here we go. Oh, God. That really hits.
Oh.
Thank you, Jocko. Now, today, we're doing a Cliff Notes summary of almost every episode, as many episodes as we can.
Do you want me to say the title and then you
Yes.
go? Okay.
Speed run. Here we go.
Okay.
Oh my God!
It can't be more than a sentence.
But just go, start with the bottom.
Okay,
With
how
who
to
we are.
sell. Oh, who are we? I'm Jake.
I'm Andy, and we specialize in helping small businesses grow. And doing it a super long time, have a background in management consulting, basically a doctor's office for business, helping them improve across the board. Then I moved into digital marketing and growth and advertising, etc.
I just get shit done. Okay, how to grow a business.
How do you grow a business? First and foremost, you got to remember, marketing, advertising is the seed to a sale. So you need to invest in promotion. You have to invest in eyeballs in your business. That's how you grow. If remember, you have to have the visibility, the awareness, and someone that can sell.
Ooh.
Sell.
And this is actually a really good topic. We should do this one again. All the money's in the follow-up.
All the money is in the follow-up. So when you talk to somebody and you present, obviously they're going to think about it, talk about with their spouse or whatever. You have to give the client the courtesy to follow up. Are there any pending questions, or are you ready to move forward? The key is to always follow up.
If you can't close in the first call, close in the follow-up. Why you need to provide more value to your customers.
That's how you build a relationship and you separate yourself from competition.
Yes.
I'm a big believer in the blue ocean strategy. Show the book. All right, here we go. Now, you gotta kill them with value. Rather than killing them with kindness, you can be kind also, but kill them with value. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, I will do this for you. I'm at your service. I will do it. That is how you maximize the value for the client.
That's how you decommoditize yourself, is by adding more value than your competitors, having good customer service. Okay. It's Halloween.
I had a scary story. I was attacked by either a succubus or incubus, whatever the one that attacks the men, when I was like 14 years old.
Oh, okay. Habits that will help you become successful.
Habits that will help you become successful is never giving up, making adjustments, pivoting, if you want to be successful at something, you have to keep your nose on the grindstone. Stay focused. Don't get distracted. If you are getting distracted, try to avoid those things until you hit your goals. Or I should say a milestone. Maybe milestones. That's how you succeed.
Think about habits that like legitimately make you work well, or like think about what helps you work better, right? Clear mind, focused, sharp, right? Energy, right? So good sleep, wake up at a good time, good eating, good health, you know, all that stuff, work out every day, get 10,000 steps in, good diet, all that stuff leads to you having higher success rate.
And just so everybody knows, this episode is going to have all the chocolate chips.
How many chocolate chips are in my cookie?
Not just a regular cookie with 1 or 2 or 3 chocolate chips. This episode's going to have all the chocolate chips.
And my cookie has 3 motherfucking chips!
Shout out to the movie Equity. Look it up on Prime Video. It's kind of a businessy Wall Street movie. I feel like it's underrated. Very, very good. Very, very entertaining. It's called Equity. You can show the cover.
How to find the right business partner.
Ah, shit, boy.
Okay. Wow, these topics aren't very detailed.
It's a cliff note. It's
I
just
know,
a
but like
speed run.
Positioning.
So if you have
What the
no,
fuck?
that's easy. So positioning is very important in business. How are you going to position yourself in the marketplace? Are you going to go low market, mid market, high market? You have to remember, when you go low market, there's a lot of those people, okay? May get more headaches, may get more. I'm a big believer in the middle bowl of porridge. Position yourself for mid market. If you get some low market, okay. If you get some high market, okay. But you're better and you're safer structuring yourself at the mid market level. That's how you properly position yourself in business. But don't put all your eggs in that one market. Diversify a little bit. Have some big, have some small.
Guerrilla marketing.
Guerrilla marketing. This is when you actually take the bull by the horns and you do unusual things rather than just running ads, where you might go put a sign somewhere. Maybe you're not supposed to put a sign there, or you might stick a sticker somewhere, or you might do some kind of like performance in the middle of the street with a van that has your logo on it, like like those street performer type of experiential marketing things. That's more guerrilla type marketing. That's unusual, outside of the norm.
How to use customer feedback to your advantage.
Customer feedback is super critical in business because it gives you a temperature and understanding and a moment of realization on what is working, what is not working, and most importantly, how is it making your clients feel? Very important. If your client doesn't like something and you do, and you keep hearing this thing, you need to cut the shit and consider making that change.
Time is of the essence. You don't listen.
Time is of the essence. It's better to move quick and fast and get it done versus dwelling and pondering and having planning paralysis.
You only live fucking once.
Yeah, you gotta.
You only live once. Take the risk. Do it. Don't have any regrets. Time is of the essence. Don't ponder. Don't render. Don't hesitate. Just fucking do. The power of effective tonality.
Okay, I talk about this a lot. In business, especially in a sales situation, you don't want to speak to somebody in customer service voice, you know, the overly loud voice where someone's working in retail and it sounds like almost they're trying to get the person to freak the fuck out. Like it's almost like a condescending, a very high tone. Yes, sir, we put extra cream in that coffee. You don't talk to people that way. You talk to people in the living room voice. That's your tonality.
Your own voice. Use
Confident,
your own voice.
Confident living room voice. Would you talk to somebody loud and weird like that, like a robot in your living room? No. Always remember, talk to people in the living room voice. It's a certain tone. It's confident. It's smooth. It's warm. It's the proper tone in business.
Big picture thinking.
Big picture thinking. So sometimes people will focus on little small things and sometimes irrelevant things. Like, what about my this and that? And you're like, that doesn't even matter. Who the fuck told you this? Like, who told you this? When you step back and look at the bigger picture of what you're doing, it gives you more clarity on the overall strategy and goal that you're trying to reach. So don't get distracted by things that don't really matter.
Wild meeting stories. We have these guys sometimes, occasionally, who will come in and they'll be like, "Oh, I own this and I own that, and I'm a billionaire and I'm this and I'm that."
Oh,
and then they're
man.
not. They don't end up being that. And then you find out that they're renting everything.
I've had meetings with guys that position themselves as some real big shots, and you see them sweat a little bit about certain things. So they come in, they give you a tall order, a big champagne order, but it's more like it's what's that cheap beer? The famous cheap beer?
I don't know.
It's more like Natty Ice. It's just Natty Ice. It's not Cristal. It's not even Moet.
How to negotiate.
How to negotiate. You need to stand your ground, but you also need to be flexible. You can't be a total hot ass. If you're trying to make a deal happen, you have to have some flexibility, and that's how you properly negotiate. I'll give you a little something, you give me a little something. Let's meet in the middle and stuff like that. You have to be open-minded to those things. That's how you properly negotiate in business.
Once it's on the table, the first one to speak loses. True every single time. I deal with this type of stuff in sales calls and negotiating and stuff. Once the deal is on the table, the first one to speak is the one that loses. From side gig to full-time.
If you have a side gig, that's great. And this is what I did. I had a full-time job. I was working on some stuff, and I got enough clients that I'm like, okay, I have a whole second income. That's where you take your side gig and turn it into your full-time gig. But obviously, cost of living, revenue, you have to get those numbers up. So you need to bust your ass building up your side gig to a point where you can transition into working for yourself.
You know what's fucked up is I'm going through these and I'm like remembering different things that happened that caused us to make a certain episode. And it's it's funny. Yeah. I've talked to people where they like, they don't like, it's old friends or whatever. And they'll say like, oh, is the podcast what you do? And I think to myself, oh, if only you knew. If only you knew what was happening in the background. Fucking. If only you knew. I'm not gonna get into that. Okay, the 3 C's: create, collaborate, cooperate.
The 3 C's in business are super important. When you are building a business, you have a couple different options. You can create something on your own. It's yours. Okay? You can collaborate with someone that, say, developed the software, but they're not much of a salesperson, where you become the sales and marketing piece of that business. So collaborate, and then you have cooperate, where you guys are running in tandem. You guys are kind of side by side working. But in business, it's typically one of those 3. It's your product, or you're reselling the product, or you're working side by side, collaborating.
Speed strategies, we're already doing that. Nope. Wrapping your package.
The way you wrap your package is how you present yourself. When you go to a meeting, depending on the type of business and depending on the caliber of company you're meeting with, sometimes you don't want to suit up. Sometimes you want to wear a branded polo, a branded shirt of some sort. The way you wrap your package is how you represent yourself. Your watch, your shoes, the vehicle you drive, how you are presenting yourself. Do you have an unkempt neck beard and look like shit? Well, you're gonna get shit.
Health equals wealth.
Health equals wealth. Your body is your temple. Your body is what you have to survive and thrive and live in. And it's important to keep your health in mind 24/7, 365, because health and success are side by side. Do not ignore that.
If you build it, they won't come.
Oh boy, this is a good one. If you build an app, if you buy equipment, if you buy inventory, if you build and build and build, but you don't market or sell, nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. They won't come. If you build it, they won't come. And that's a reference to the movie with the baseball field, Field of Dreams.
If you build it, he will come.
Sales calls 101.
Sales calls 101. When you call somebody, you have to speak in a more natural, again, living room tone voice, almost a sense of familiarity.
Yes.
Like you
promote familiarity.
Yeah, like you're speaking to them like you know them.
Hey, John, how's it going, man? Stuff like that. You got to talk like you're excited. There's no need to.
Or just, hey, I know I missed you a few times trying to get back to you. Boom, boom, boom. They know there's already some kind of dialogue going on.
How to have a growth mindset.
Having a growth mindset is super important in business, because if you don't have that mindset, you're not really going to, I guess, pave the way to reach those goals. So you need to always tell yourself, I'm going to succeed. I'm going to hit my goals. I'm going to do better. Don't give up. Keep moving forward, okay? Have that growth mindset. Think How can I do better? How can I increase by 30%? Always be working to improve. Shout out to Tony Robbins.
Dangers of copycat business.
The dangers of copycat businesses is that when you go into a specific market, let's say a restaurant, and you have Joe's Tacos and Johnny's Tacos, and they're across the street from each other, whether you like it or not, you are diluting the market. You are going to take some of the market share, not all of it. That's not going to happen. I don't care what you say. So once you go into a saturated market and you set up shop, remember, there's only just so many people that can buy. Some of the most successful places that I see is it's like the one pizza shop in like the middle of nowhere where everybody orders from there, believe it or not. But when you have multiple people trying to compete for the same slice of the pie, I don't know what to say.
Make them feel to close the deal.
Make them feel to close the deal. So if you're trying to sell somebody your service or your product, you have to paint the picture where they feel it. You're painting the picture. You're kind of thinking forward. What's going to happen? What is it going to feel like? Imagine being in a position where you could pay for your child's tuition, pay off your home. You could do something good for your parents or something, right? That when you paint the picture of success or what that product will do, it's a much better sale because they felt it.
How to get better clients.
How to get better clients? Well, you need to look at what you're offering and you need to see, okay, what does this quote unquote better client typically need? What is important to them? Okay. So a better client is usually someone in a slightly better financial situation, not too much, because if they're too much, then they're fat and happy and they just don't want to they're not motivated to do better. They're already literally just rubbing bacon grease on their bellies, rolling around in a beach, sipping on a Corona. I don't know.
Don't fix what's not broken.
Don't fix what's not broken. If you have a system in place, you need to make adjustments. Adjustments. Yes, I'm looking at Sam. You need to make adjustments. Here, there, move the buttons, turn the buttons, change the serpentine belt. Don't fucking rip and replace, because when you rip and replace, it is such a dramatic change that the chance of failure is much higher. Make adjustments. Because if you know at the foundation level what you're doing is supposed to be done, it's best practice, why would you rip and replace? Bad move.
Keeping customers' attention.
Keeping the customer's attention, super important. So as you work with a customer, it's always good to share your expertise, your advice, throw around some new ideas, let's say there's something new in your industry, share it, right? Share it, give them the information, right?
And expertise equals execution.
Expertise equals execution. This is super important to keep in mind. When you hire an expert, you're hiring them to execute. That's it. You're hiring them to execute. So you need to respect that and their expertise and be able to move forward. Search engine optimization, it's not dead.
Oh, okay. He was waiting for that one.
People still use Google. Ask yourself, did I stop using Google to look something up? I feel like people say that because they don't want to pay the money required to hire proper SEO staff, both on page and off page. I think there's a little bit of bullshit going on there. So you got to pony up the cash, you got to find the right people, and you got to build a system that actually works. People are not searching on other platforms for, let's say, finding a car wash or whatever that they need.
Thank you so much for joining us today on Real Business Roundtable. Hope you enjoyed today's episode.
300
episodes. I think almost 4 years. Peace out.